Lila, as the Supreme, has knowledge about the evil consequences of using the miraculous for evil. She knew all this because the Kwamis told her everything she needed to know. I'm certain that was why in the London special, she was able to master and control Noru so perfectly. That was because she asked all the necessary questions, and Noru answered all her questions. So the Supreme put a seal on the mouth of the Kwamis, so they don't give out any information to their holders. That way they never get to know that using the miraculous for evil would slowly destroy them. The Miraculous World Paris special aired for a specific reason, to introduce the viewers to the fact that a multitude of universes exists out there. I'm pretty sure that in the upcoming seasons, there would be more of stuff that has to do with traveling across universes. In my previous video, I talked about Lila's wish, the price that was paid for her wish to be fulfilled, and the outcome of her wish. It may sound ridiculous, but there were a lot of dots connecting the events from the recently released London special and the events from the Paris special, which aired last year. We discover the reason why the world of the Supreme was created in the first place, and the reason why most things, not everything though, in the world of the Supreme seem to be the reverse of what we have in Ladybug's world. There are going to be a lot of interesting details covered in this video, so sit back, pay full attention, and let's flow together. Before we begin, smash that like button and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so yet to get all the interesting insights on the show. In my last video, I gave some hints on why I believe that Lila is the Supreme from the Miraculous World Paris special. However, I got a comment from this guy, which made me wonder, and to be honest, he was making a valid point. He said it was impossible that Lila was the Supreme because the Paris special was aired before the London special. But then I recalled that in the episode Time Tagger, Ladybug was also surprised to see future Bunny X because she never gave her the miraculous. So I learned that certain events can happen in the present due to an event that would still happen in the future. And so the world of the Supreme was created due to the wish that was made in the future by Lila. Asides this, I also found out that the London special was written by Fred Lenoir in 2022, way before Miraculous World Paris was written. This means that the events that took place in Miraculous World Paris was premeditated by the events of the London special. In Paris special, Butterfly made 3 statements during his duel with Ladybug and Catnoir. Number 1, the Supreme is manipulating you.
Together.
The Supreme is manipulating you.
It's your fault.
Who is the best manipulator on the show? Lila, right? Number 2, the Supreme abuses his powers.
The Supreme abuses his powers.
In the London special, we see how poor Noru was poorly mistreated and manhandled by Lila. Even Monarch didn't treat him this badly. Number 3, power must be shared. It's typical of Lila not to share the miraculous with anybody. Her wish was to have them all, so why would she want to share the power with anyone in the first place? So Lila's wish to have absolute power over all the miraculous came at a price. And this price was the creation of balance. There must be an exchange for whatever that is changed. If you want to learn more about what Lila had to sacrifice for her wish to be met, then watch this video. The link would be in the description. Ladybug, the most selfless and the kindest guardian of all the miraculouses, was the exchange for Lila, the most selfish and evil guardian of all the miraculouses in the world of the Supreme. Ladybug, having all the miraculous except Nuru and Dusu, was the exchange for the Supreme, who has all the miraculous except Nuru and Dusu, who were stolen by Butterfly. Marinette's perfect life with caring parents and friends was exchanged with a sad Marinette with a miserable life. A Marinette crushing over Adrian was exchanged with an Adrian crushing on Marinette. Monarch, the bad guy who is constantly battling Ladybug for her miraculous, was the exchange for Butterfly, the good guy who battles the Supreme. A wonderful team of Ladybug and Catnoir that trust each other and willing to protect each other at all cost was exchanged with a Ladybug and Catnoir who can't stand each other and are always trying to steal each other's miraculouses. It was always about balance. The only thing I don't understand is why they didn't make Chloe good in the other universe. Is she supposed to be a baddie in all dimensions? But then I thought, that's probably how the Supreme wanted it. More factors that would add to Marinette's miserable life. After all, it is the world of the Supreme. Okay, so Lila, as the Supreme, now has the opportunity to have her revenge on her enemies. She has always hated superheroes because they get so much attention. She doesn't want that in her world.
Your lunch is in the fridge. I'll try not to be home too late.
So she chooses those who would use the miraculous to perpetuate evil. They appear as heroes, but they do evil and cause harm to the city, all by her instructions. This is why superheroes are hated in the world of the Supreme. Lila, the Supreme, wanted to remain the only powerful being in that world. So she needed to get rid of the other powerful people in her world who she felt might be a threat to her position as the Supreme. Remember, the Miraculous were a secret. No one knows they exist. The Supreme had to meet them herself. They did not come to meet her. She was intentional about those she gave the Miraculous to. She chose them because she wanted to destroy them.
I swore I'd make your life unbearable, Marinette. Let's see how you get out of this one.
These were people like Gabriel Agreste, Mrs. Tsurugi, Marinette, Adrian, Kagami, and maybe Felix. All these people may be powerful, but they all had needs. They wanted something, a need, a wish to be met. The Supreme lied to them, saying that she could grant their heart desires, but they must carry out her evil biddings first. They all had to pledge their loyalty to the Supreme. Lila, as the Supreme, has knowledge about the evil consequences of using the Miraculous for evil, especially as a non-adult. She knew all this because the Kwamis told her everything she needed to know. I'm certain that was why in the London special, she was able to master and control Noru so perfectly. That was because she asked all the necessary questions, and Noru answered all her questions. So the Supreme put a seal on the mouth of the Kwamis, so they don't give out any information to their holders. That way they never get to know that using the Miraculous for evil would slowly destroy them. She also put a lock on Gimme, so even if the holders find out, they wouldn't be able to make any wishes, which would reshape or change her world.
Only the Supreme defines reality. Reality is the Supreme.
She probably also approached Marinette in this manipulative way to get her to do evil with the Miraculous, promising to grant all her desires. That way Marinette would be slowly destroyed and gone forever.
All I've gotten is pain and suffering from that horrible Chloe Bourgeois who made me suffer throughout my entire life until the Supreme entrusted me with the Miraculous. Now, no one will hurt me anymore!
And that's how she gets rid of every threat in her way, by slowly destroying them. Okay, I think I've said quite a lot for a video. Hope you've been able to see the big connection between the Paris and the London special. Smash that like button and subscribe to this channel for more interesting insights on the show. Until next time.